Morning and welcome. And this is Your Mindset Matters, and a little different today, obviously. It's early, and I'm not on the trails with Robin or the pups. I'm actually in our backyard, and I'm sitting here with beside one of our garden beds. In fact, our newest garden bed, and it's quiet. It's nice. And the story behind this garden bed was that in March, I sort of got all the soil, built the foundation of this, and then with my mom over FaceTime, we planted the seeds, and for the next few weeks, we watched in amazement, as one does, with just watching the magic of Mother Nature, right? And those little teeny little specks become 6-foot sunflower plants and beautiful flowers. And we loved it. So, but 2 months ago, May 23rd, Mom died. And she hasn't, in the flesh anyhow, seen what this garden has become. And 2 weeks after she died, we got on the road for work. Robin, my wife and business partner, and we were in Ontario and Alberta. And during that time, while we were working, I remember thinking to myself how well I was doing. Whatever the hell that means, right? That with regards to Mom, I was doing okay. And what that does mean is that in the company of others, when the topic of Mom came up, I didn't lose it, right? I didn't make anyone feel awkward with tears or emotion or what have you, right? I was holding it together. And that's doing well, apparently. Yeah, way to go, Jace. A week or so after we got back, the magnitude of Mom's death really came home, right? Like, big time. And in that moment, with Robin's support and encouragement, I decided to do something that I've never done in my entire life, right? I decided to experience grief. And I was going to let the emotions of Mom's death come home and do their thing. And why that's different is because, and why I was doing well on the trip is because my strategy for my entire life, and I think for so many men in particular, has been to shove difficult emotions around loss away, right? Just shove them down, stay, sort of north of the shoulders. And I've always just rationalized death, right? As I did with Mom, 97 years old, great life, saw so much through her lifetime, was healthy, and vibrant and loving and amazing mom. And she had a stroke at the end. She wasn't doing well. The death was a blessing. All this kind of crap, right? All these things, this story that allowed me to keep it safe. And I never grieved. And now that I've let those emotions run their course, I have to say I feel different, right? I feel good. And I would have never thought that, right? I realize now that grief is a beautiful part of life, and I had to experience grief in order to appreciate it. And part of that is because during the last few weeks, I've felt really close to Mom in my grieving. And when I come down here in the morning and I sit beside this garden, I can feel her with me. And it's a really cool feeling. And I'm not going to lie, it hasn't been just me hanging out with mom. It's been some rough moments when those emotions have come. Like, I haven't cried or wept like this, I don't think, in my entire lifetime regarding the loss of someone. And it's been big. But I'm grateful, I'm just grateful that I got to really experience grief, really experience physically the loss of my mom and how much she meant to me, how much I miss her, how much I love her. And I don't know, I just can't see that as but being a beautiful part of life. And so in so many ways, it kind of pisses me off because of some frickin' story that our society has taught me, and taught others that, boys don't cry, men don't show emotion, emotion is a sign of weakness. All this kind of crap, has certainly lived with me all my life, and it's prevented me from grieving important moments, right? I mean, the loss of at the Olympics. I never grieved our loss at the Olympics. I never grieved the loss of Ike, our first dog, or any subsequent dog when they died. Didn't grieve the loss of my dad. And that pisses me off that I didn't have the opportunity to be with them, to be with that, the way I have been with mom, right? It's a missed opportunity. And I just think it's unnecessary, right? We do a disservice to our children when we teach them, especially young boys, that crying is weak and that showing your real emotions is not what men do. And, that's a lie. So, yeah, I just wanted to invite others who are perhaps experiencing grief, or others who know someone who's going through grief, to not buy into that lie, right? To experience grief below the shoulders, to not write a story that makes it safe, and to feel the loss, right? And to let those emotions come and welcome them and sit with them. And yeah, it's hard work. I'm not gonna lie, it's not hard. It's hard work. It's not easy, but it's super worth it. So, yeah, and to think that grief isn't a part of your mindset, that this wasn't a choice. I can assure you this was a choice, right? Your mindset matters in regards to grief and how we process it properly and healthily. Okay, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again next week. Okay, bye everyone.